Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world. Gonna talk some boxing. We're live tonight on What You Need. You're watching my channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. And we're going to talk about, as you can see, the jab. We're going to talk about the jab, but we're also going to talk about feinting. Now, like I said before, talking is one thing, demonstrating is another thing. I think the only way you guys actually appreciate this, and for a lot of you guys out there, even when I demonstrate what I'm saying, you guys actually have to see the boxers and the actual fights doing what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys to do this for me. I'm going to ask you guys to go visit the following channels. Precise Striking, okay? Look up Mayweather jab, okay? And Precise Striking. Mayweather jab, okay? Now, there's another channel I've subscribed to, but I can't remember what exactly its name is. And for you guys to appreciate what I'm saying, because a lot of you just don't understand boxing, you got to see it, okay? It has to be shown. So what I'm going to tell you is not going to register in your head, a lot of you, because a lot of you are going to say, oh, he's just a Mayweather fan, and, you know, he just loved, and y'all don't understand. Like, y'all don't understand. I break this shit down, meaning technically speaking. So we're talking about three technicians in the ring: Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Floyd Mayweather. They're three technicians. They're technical fighters. This is why we're comparing skills and we're talking about different things. The tools they have in their tool bag, etc. I was listening to one trainer. He was talking about it because he had sparred Leonard and stuff. So he'd be partial to him. And he was saying Leonard could fight. He was a great fighter. He wasn't just a boxer, he was a fighter. And he talked about how Leonard would be able to, the boy could fight, like he was a fighter. I looked at some sparring sessions Leonard had, and he could do a lot of things. And he was able to deal with a lot of styles. Okay. And the boy could fight. All of this is true. Canelo can fight. He can fight his ass off. He can fight. Cotto can fight. He'd fight his ass off. Hell of a jab. Oscar could fight. Nobody questioned whether Oscar could fight. Mosley could fight. You know, when he knocked out Ricardo Mayorga in the 12th round, Larry Merchant said, this guy can fight. But there's a difference between fighting and boxing in that squared circle. I think a lot of people just don't understand that. Motherfuckers who could fight, could, sort out any style, and they could fight any style. That's great. But when you were talking about, and see, I'm talking here, but really I want to demonstrate it. I want to show you what I'm saying. But when we're talking about boxing, it goes beyond just the ability and instinctual ability to fight. Because the key here in the art of war, okay, the art of war, I'm talking about art of war, coming from a martial arts perspective, is not just your ability to fight. So the best way I can describe this, by talking it, so you can visualize. There is a difference between your sensei and you. You might be able to fight your ass off. You might be a great fighter. but your sensei has knowledge you don't have. And so when you try to take on your sensei, he knows things you don't know. And it doesn't matter how much you could fight, because he has knowledge where he can handle that. So when I hear these guys, talk about how, Sugar Ray Leonard could fight, and because of that, he would beat Floyd. He'd find a way to beat Floyd. Motherfucker, that's like a shot in the dark. It's like a shot in the dark. It's always about knowledge, motherfucker. Floyd can fight. Everybody knows Floyd can fight. Okay, he can fight his ass off. But the knowledge he has, and I ask anybody, when he's in the gym sparring, ask anybody, he can fight. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's more than that in boxing. All right, so let's get to the jab. And now I'm going to be able to explain certain things. And again, what I'm about to tell you guys, think about what I'm saying. Sugar Ray Robinson and Sugar Ray Leonard live and die off the jab. They live and die off the jab. All right, that's easy. Mayweather is a different cloth of boxer. Even Pernell Whitaker lived off the jab. While Mayweather also uses the jab and needs the jab to be able to get to his opponent, the first thing he uses, if he can get a jab through your defense, he knows he can win the fight. Okay, he says the fight is won and lost by one punch, the jab. He said, once I can cut into your defense and get to you with the jab, I can win the fight. Definitely not hands down. Okay, so the jab is a key with Mayweather, but he doesn't depend on it. Now, how can a fighter like Mayweather not depend on a jab? How can a fighter like Canelo not depend on a jab? Canelo doesn't throw a lot of jabs. Mayweather, he does throw a good amount of jabs, but he don't jab like Sugar Ray Robinson. He don't jab like Oscar De La Hoya. He don't jab like Pernell Whitaker. He don't jab like Sugar Ray Leonard. He doesn't jab as much. He doesn't. In fact, I remember Emmanuel Stewart once saying, this kid, he don't even jab. He just depend on his athleticism. He just be hooking. He ain't not a boxer. I remember even the great Emmanuel Stewart saying that. And Emmanuel Stewart said some stupid ass shit like, once upon a time, he said, Thomas Hearns would beat Floyd Mayweather. Then he went on to say, that shoulder roll he uses, he gonna break that shoulder roll, and then he'll knock him out. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit. You come from the Crunk Gym, you know you can't break a shoulder roll. It's a roll. You try to break it with your power hand, it's gonna slide off the shoulder. You're rolling the fucking punch. You're not gonna break the shoulder. Like, this is the dumbest thing. You know, what's the dumbest thing I ever heard in boxing? They keep on saying, well, you need to hit him on the shoulders. You need to break him down by hitting him on the shoulders. Motherfucker, that's what the defense is. It's intended for you to shoot at the shoulder. You're not gonna break down shit. You know, that's not the way to beat him. So, like that's the first point, right? But I heard Emmanuel Stewart say some dumbass shit, and we all know he just blowing smoke up people's ass. But you have to know boxing to understand that. It literally has to be demonstrated to you so you will appreciate what we're saying. The last thing you want to be doing is punching at Floyd's shoulder. The last thing you want to be doing. That's part of the defense. That's what it's all about. So I'll demonstrate. So I'm right here, right? Look at me. Okay? I'm here. You throw a punch at me. I do like this. What's gonna happen? It's gonna bounce off my fucking shoulder, dude. You know how many times I've seen guys try to throw overhand rights and it hit right at the top of the shoulder right here and bounce off? It didn't hit the guy in his head. He just rolled it. That's what the shoulder roll is for. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the defense. You know, it's like saying, oh man, I'm gonna hit him on the elbow. I'm gonna break his elbow. What the fuck you talking about? Like, you can't break this person's elbow. Like, this is one of the toughest parts of the body. Stupid, you know? All right, so, but you guys, a lot of you guys take what Emmanuel Stewart said about Thomas Hearns beating Floyd, and it became the Bible. Oh yeah, Hearns would knock out Floyd. Floyd couldn't get past his reach. Motherfucker, how many guys have Floyd got past their reach with? How many guys did Canelo pass? How many guys had a great jab and Canelo got past their jab and he nullified their fucking jab? How many times we gotta see it? How many times we gotta see it? Guys with great jabs, Canelo nullifies the jab. So how do they do it? How does Floyd nullify? Oscar's a great jabber, great left hooker. Why is it that he put away his jab? Ask yourself that fucking question. You must ask yourself those questions. Don't be holding on to, hey, yeah, he didn't know maintain the jab, he got tired. Well, how did he get tired? Why did he get tired? So a great jab is not enough to beat guys like Floyd and Canelo. It's just not. I don't care who you are. It's not going to beat them. You need other tools. So look back. Let me see. Because a lot of people say I'm a Floyd fan or Canelo fan, and they don't understand fucking boxing. I am breaking the shit down for you. But the only way you understand is if I actually do a video and show you. Then your dumb ass gonna ask, oh, because I had to demonstrate it or get somebody to demonstrate it. Precise striking is a good example where you would realize it's not me. I'm not creating a fucking theory here. Okay? I'm not creating any theory here. Okay? I'm not a fanboy. This is not about fanboyism. Okay? I'm not creating anything new. This is stuff that's been around forever. Okay? I am bringing your eyes, your dumbass eyes, some of you dumbass fans out there, I'm opening your eyes to see what boxing really is and appreciate boxing for what it is and how fighters have evolved since then and why you don't get to see the rock'em sock'em robots to and fro fucking fights that you usually see back in the day. Because a lot of y'all don't understand fucking boxing to start with. Then y'all say, oh, he's just a technocrat. All you're talking from is a skills perspective. Motherfucker, that's what boxing's about. You have to learn skills to be able to go in the ring and implement them. You know, I hate dumbass. Today, I was talking on, not dumbass fans, but dumbass. I was talking and I ended up listening to a dumbass fan say something real stupid. He said, Wilfredo Benitez was a greater defensive fighter than Floyd Mayweather. I was like, motherfucker, are you serious? Like, are you for real? First of all, I'm not even going to talk from a technical perspective. Just common sense, right? Benitez was knocked out how many times? 3, 4 times in his career. He's right now sitting down in a home. He can't speak properly and so on because of injuries he got from boxing. He's a better defensive fighter than Floyd. Right. So the motherfucker came back to me and said, well, he fought better fighters than Floyd. I said, seriously? Like you for real? Like for real? He beat the great Roberto Duran. I was like, that's it? That's it? That's what you got? That's what you got? Because I'm not even going to go from the technical perspective. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not even going to go with the technical perspective because technically he's not even in the vicinity of a Floyd Mayweather in terms of defense. He's not in the vicinity of a Pernell Whitaker. He's not even in the remote vicinity of a throwback fighter named Charlie Burley. He's not even in that vicinity. He's not even in the close vicinity of Georgie Benton, and that's a throwback fighter. All right? Because motherfucker keep his head along the center line. How you can keep your head along the center line and you a better defensive fighter than these guys? These guys don't keep their head on the center line. They don't do that shit. That's just from a technical perspective, okay? That's just from a technical perspective. No disrespect to Wilfredo Benitez, but come on now. Are you serious? He get popped with the jab like yesterday. If you have a decent jab, you're going to pop Wilfredo Benitez in his head. You're going to pop him. Guys who should never have beaten him beat him, you know, with a jab. They hit him with a jab and then they hit him with the right hand. Boom. And he went down. They slapped him like he went to sleep. One time he got punched so hard, his foot started hurting him. Okay, his nerves was messed up. No, man, come on now. He was a great fighter. He was a good defensive fighter, but y'all say some dumbass shit, man, that don't make no damn sense. And then I'll be looking at them cokey eyed, like seriously, like you really, like, are you for real? Like really? You know, the stupid shit that I hear, man. Wilfredo Benitez never dealt with guys much bigger than him to start with, that outweighed him by 19 pounds, 16 pounds, 15 pounds. He ain't had to deal with that shit. Then we would have seen how his defense holds up. All right? There's a reason Leonard beat him. I'm not saying he wasn't a good counterpuncher. He's a great counterpuncher. Okay? For his time. So this is kind of mentality we got. We got people out here who are haters. People out here are jealous because this man made so much money in boxing and he talks about it. We got people out here that they ain't know shit about boxing to start with. They be prattling them out, you know, talking that what we call that tofu. They be talking that crap, and then at the end of the day, they just be talking what's going around, because there's the holy grail called Sugar Ray Robinson. Nobody's better than him. There's the holy grail like Sugar Ray Leonard. Nobody's better than him. And no matter how much fucking facts you bring, Roberto Duran, he the best lightweight ever. You know, all the facts you could bring. I could bring facts on these guys. Oh, you're a hater on these guys. But I'm bringing facts. I'm dropping facts because a lot of you motherfuckers out there don't know shit about boxing. It's true. It's just true. All right? Y'all come with some dumbass statements. I'll never forget these styles. He'll never live this shit down. Which you prefer? To hit for Chocolatito to hit you? You think you fancy your chances against Chocolatito or Deontay Wilder? I'm looking at this motherfucker Koki like, you serious? Which one hit harder? I'm watching at him like, you definitely a dumbass fan. You're a dumbass fan. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're stupid. Because that's a dumb question. Why would I go, first of all, to fight Chocolatito, who's a 4-divisional world champion? Been knocking motherfuckers out left, right, and center. I have not got my chin tested like that. I'm not a professional boxer. I would be out of my fucking mind to face a guy like that. I signed a waiver. I go in the ring to get assassinated. He could kill me. He could break my jaw seven different ways and have me comatose. He has licensed weapons, motherfucker. Would you prefer, Deontay Wilder? I don't prefer either. Both guys could kill me. In fact, it may turn out that Chocolatito kills me and Deontay Wilder lets me live. I might survive Deontay Wilder and not survive Chocolatito. Why? Because he punches upwards. And that smack could ram my brain up into my skull and kill me. Whereas Deontay Wilder punched downwards. So I might survive Deontay Wilder while I would not survive motherfucking Chocolatito. But y'all don't think like that because motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. And this is the ignorance and the stupidity we got to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So that when I come with my channel, I really seriously want to talk about boxing, and I'm talking about a dude because he is better than the other guys from the past. He is better than them. I get flack for saying that because there is a dogma out there that these guys back in the past, because they were so fucking exciting and they got in life and death battles, all right? And they fought like so-called machismo men, they better boxers than this motherfucker today. That's the bullshit we got to deal with. Because y'all don't appreciate the fucking art of boxing. Y'all don't know what boxing is. Some of y'all come from a martial arts background. Some of y'all don't come from a martial arts background. But if y'all don't know anything about martial arts, you know it's counterintuitive. And you don't take no motherfucker for granted. You take no one for granted. You don't fight. You don't. Oh, this guy, he's easy work, and this one's easy. No, don't do that shit. You don't, and you don't talk about people winning because you like them or you don't like them. The fuck is that? It's a battle in there. It's not about who you like. This isn't a movie where the so-called good guy wins. Otherwise, Pacquiao would have beaten Mayweather just based off his popularity and how much people hated Mayweather. He'd have beaten him. Now I hear motherfuckers out there saying, oh, Mayweather was running and Pacquiao actually won. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. I'm tired of hearing stupid casual ass fans try to make excuses. He didn't win shit. And his style doesn't allow him to beat Mayweather. It just doesn't. Because Mayweather's better at him at his own fucking style. He's better than him. All right, so I wanted to make that rant because I'm tired. I'm tired of the stupidity out here. I'll be saying things that are true. It's not I'm fanboy. Y'all don't like Mayweather. Okay, fine. All right, y'all want to deny him or shit. But I'm not a fanboy. I'm telling the truth. That's what I do. When I did Floyd Mayweather TV, everybody's like, he's the biggest fanboy in the world and stuff. But all my evidence is on other people saying that he's TBE and footage on him saying he's TBE, but he's not TBE. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Anyway, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it now. Why Mayweather is separated from Sugar Ray Robinson and Sugar Ray Leonard off the jab and feints. If I ask one question, y'all motherfuckers can't even answer it. What is the jab that Sugar Ray Robinson used a lot? Just a simple question. Because y'all like to talk. I remember Boxing Librarian trying to ask me some irrelevant bullshit like how many Hall of Famers did Harry Crabb face? Motherfucker, nobody cares. Can I see the fights, please? Then I'll determine how much of a caliber of a fighter these guys were. You see what I'm saying? A lot of you guys don't understand. Y'all talk boxing today because you watch it. You don't talk boxing today because you read about it. And fuck those people who talk about reading about it, because that's secondhand information. You want to see with your own two eyes. Bullshit. Or if you be in the ring with these motherfuckers, you actually experience it. That's the best way. Being in the ring with a motherfucker. But if you can't get that, and you're watching it from a peripheral point of view, in which is a totally different perspective, trust me, because you're not feeling the punches. You're not in there watching how fast these motherfuckers are, and you're not in a face-to-face with them. In an actual face-to-face battle with somebody, like how you watching me face-to-face right now. It's totally different to watching it on the sideline. It's like, oh, I'm watching football, right? But if you're on the field actually tackling and dealing with people, it's a totally different experience. Then you could hear about a fight to the radio. You're not seeing nothing. You have to imagine. You have to count on the commentator to be able to know what's going on. And then just reading it in the newspaper. Or reading about it on the internet. Which you prefer? I'm going to read about a fight on the internet. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to listen to the audio of a fight. No. You come out to watch a fight. Maybe you listen to it with commentary or not. But you come out to watch a fight. If that's what we do today, you got to apply that principle to yesteryear. If you can see it live, even better. Because there's certain ambience that accompanies that. Because you could feel and hear the actual punches. If you're up close. All right, it's a totally different experience. And the point behind it is that a lot of you motherfuckers out there don't know what the fuck you be talking about. And everybody's an expert on boxing. Everybody. And nobody has the common sense to think about what they're saying. Everything I said from the beginning was not my fucking words. It was coming from the boxers. I'm not original on anything. So y'all saying, oh, he's a Mayweather fan, or he's a Canelo fan, or he's a Deontay Wilder fan. How many fans do I gotta be of? What, I have a fan factory or something? I go in on you fools because y'all are the ones that sound stupid. You do. Now, for the actual boxers who actually talk, they have their opinions. I'm cool with them. I respect boxers, so I would never call them a fool. But y'all fucking ass fans, y'all can't separate and make sense of shit. You can't. Some of y'all is dumbass fans. You just dumbass fans. You're dumbass fans. You're sheeple. Okay? And some of you dumbass fans have supposedly big channels out here. But you don't tell the truth. You go for brownie points. You play politics with the game. And fuck y'all. I'm interested in fans who are serious about boxing. Because what I don't refer you to my channel, do I? I refer you to boxing channels. I want you to love and enjoy and experience the sport. I ain't interested in some fuck ass fan that playing politics and want brownie points. Fuck y'all. Fuck all of y'all. All right? Y'all trying to get viewers. I'm not interested in that shit. And a lot of people realize now what you need. Don't give a fuck about what anybody else says. Yeah, he don't feel insulted. He don't feel no how about nothing because he doesn't really get 20,000 views, 30,000 views on videos. He's got 100,000 views right now on a video, and it's still playing, and people still commenting on it. He don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all could rock in hell as far as he's concerned. He don't care. He's on a totally different beat, and y'all know I'm genuine. So why I say all of this? Because I get tired, man. I get tired of hearing stupid fans say some stupid ass shit. Y'all don't know what y'all saying. Y'all don't know what y'all saying. I'm gonna go in on y'all ass. Y'all don't know what y'all saying. Okay? It's just what it is. And I don't know fuck about boxing, but I'm at least quoting people who know shit about boxing. I don't refer you to my channel. Why? I'm not the gospel truth. But I'm just here to make you awaken and aware of shit. Let's go into it. I feel like just stopping right here and then going to the next video. But, you know, I just wanted to tear a rug on some of you motherfuckers because some of y'all just, and now I'm being validated. I'm getting validated every single fucking day. I'm getting validated every single fucking day. Every day I'm getting validated by people in the business. Every day. I say unpopular things because you got to understand boxing is not intuitive like that. You have to learn skills. You have to learn knowledge. And a lot of y'all have stayed for years, fucking 30, 40 years you've been watching boxing and you never learned shit. You come back with the same shit every single time. Power, speed, strength. He got knockout! Yeah! Oh, he fast, boy. He's so fast. He's so fast. Oh, he's strong. Look, he can take a punch. He has a hell of a chin. That shit we hear over and over and over again. That's the shit I have to hear every fucking day. Oh, he got great defense because he can watch how much they miss punches. Look how he missed punches. Look, he got great defense. This is the shit that we have to deal with. Oh, he's a great boxer because he move around the ring and throw a jab. He's a great boxer because he move around the ring and throw a jab. Y'all never got past that stage. Y'all never grew up to understand what the sport really was. Look at this guy. He has all the ability in the world. Look, I can do this and this and this and this and this. He win. But boxing's 10% that. 90% something else. And y'all think that when we talk mental, we mean strong. He's mentally strong. He's got a lot of heart. He's going to continue to the very end. This is the bullshit we got to deal with for the like all you motherfucking, some of you so-called hardcore ass fans. You're casual ass fans. That's what y'all really are. Because that's how you think. And the other one is, oh man, he a coward. He ducking this one. He ducking that one. He ducking. He ducking. He afraid to face this guy. He afraid to face that guy. That's how y'all talk. There are times when boxers are really ducking. But most of the boxers that you claim are ducking other fighters, they're not ducking shit. And the evidence is right there. And in those who you say, oh man, they fight everybody, they actually ducking people. Y'all give praise to Amir Khan all the time. Motherfucker be ducking the welterweight division. He ducking it. He trying to make a buck. He ducking. Then he comes like a media whore and he jumps on the media and he talk. Blah, 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 blah. Keith Thurman. He be talking, but he ducking. And then he comes on like a media whore and he be like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he got a big fight with Pacquiao though. He landed shit. I was a Keith Thurman fan for a good while, but then I realized this motherfucker be ducking and dodging and be talking about, oh, I got injuries. Okay, maybe he does. Maybe I'm being unfair with him. Let me take back that statement. No, it came out already. But I get annoyed when I see Keith Thurman now be talking and yapping his mouth. And the man has only faced really good, only the best. He faced Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. I shouldn't be saying this. But he does annoy me. Okay, he does annoy me. But he's only fought the best. So I'm bullshitting right there. And y'all would go along with me. Oh yeah, Keith Thurman, what are you talking about? No. But look at the track record the motherfucker has. He's not ducking anybody. He's not ducking anybody. And this is the thing that we as fans do. We get emotionally attached. Oh, this guy annoys me. And we go with the emotional element. We're not going with what the facts are. Who has Keith Thurman faced that was subpar? Not even Josecito Lopez. Josecito Lopez, bad boy. He got knocked out by Andre Bird, but you can't be mad. That's a tune-up fight, and that's a pretty good tune-up fight for Keith Thurman. All right, let's get back to what we're talking about. I think I lost. I think a lot of y'all better be lost by now. 32 minutes in, I went off track. I ran on motherfuckers, and then I come back here. So let me go to what we should be talking about. The jab. I'll do a shorter video on this. So the jab, a lot of y'all motherfuckers think a jab is just showing your lead hand and pulling it back in. But there are so many variations of the jab. Right? I think I did a video on this before, but nonetheless. You got what is called the up jab. The up jab is a jab that comes off the hip, okay? And you just bring it up like this, and you bring it back down. The key about it is your opponent does not see the jab coming. It is a disruptor, as well as it is also a jab, which can set up, can pop the head up just enough to smack it with a power punch, okay? That's one. There are several kinds of jabs, and then you have boxers who will mix both kinds of jabs and put. The other jab is not to be mixed up with an up jab. It's called a spear jab. It's not an uppercut. It's a spear jab. I'll demonstrate. So I am in the southpaw stance, mind you. I am not in the orthodox stance, okay? A spear jab, you twist your shoulders if you're going to throw a right hand, so it's kind of like an inherent feint, and then you throw the jab from down low, up top, like that. Okay? Ha! Ha! Okay? So it kind of comes from low to high, like an up jab. It's not an up jab. It's a lot more power and torque behind it. Okay, snap the head back. Mayweather uses the spear jab a number of times. Y'all think it's an uppercut, but it's a spear jab. Okay? It has a different sort of mechanics to an uppercut. Uppercut comes from here, and you rip it up like this. Okay? The action is something like a spear jab, but it's not quite. you have what is called the power jab. The power jab, okay, it comes from up top here. Now, the normal jab is like this. This is the normal jab. You turn over and you come back in, okay? The power jab, you come off the top here, kind of rack it back this way, and you power it through, okay? Now, the extreme version of that, if you're a taller guy, like Thomas Hearns or like Sergey Kovalev, that becomes a down jab. So you punch downwards like this. Ha, ha. So there's a little bit more turnover. You cock it back a little bit more, and you pop him down. Okay, Deontay Wilder does a mix between a power jab and a down jab. Okay, there are other jabs. You also have the touch jab. The touch jab is a jab where you are touching like this. Then there is the half jab where your hand is extended out with a ready and you pop like this and you come back in right here. Okay? You have the step jab. The step jab is where you step in with a punch and then you jab. Okay? You have the shotgun jab. The shotgun jab comes from low to high. You change levels. You step in with the jab and it's very powerful. Okay? Okay. So you see I gave you several variations of the jab, and then sometimes boxers mix it in between. There are other jabs, okay? I can go on and on and on. Okay. Now, why am I talking about all these different jabs? As I asked you initially, and this is much more relevant, much more important question than asking me how many Hall of Famers Sugar Ray Robinson fakes, because everything is subjective to the time. And if you know what the Boxing Hall of Fame is, the Boxing Hall of Fame is really there for you to perpetually remember certain fighters, okay, for their outstanding service at the time. But there are guys who never make it to the Boxing Hall of Fame, which we all know, who we should never forget, but they're not in the Boxing Hall of Fame, okay? So that is why I said to you, I don't really look at how many Hall of Famers per se. I like to watch at actual fights, because sometimes guys like not Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore was the guy that Sugar Ray Robinson killed, but Bobby Dykes was a hell of a fighter. Yeah, he didn't win all his fights. Yes, he got stopped in certain fights, but he was a hell of a fighter. Okay, Victor Ortiz will never go down in the Boxing Hall of Fame, but he was very vicious. Vicious Victor Ortiz. He'll never go down in the Boxing Hall of Fame, but he was a hell of a fighter until he got broken up, you know. Even though after the Marcus Maidana fight, he was still a hell of a fighter. And he showed that he had that intestinal fortitude that y'all like to call will against Andre Berto, which he dominated. He got knocked down too, you know, but he got back up and he finished the fight, unlike with the Marcus Maidana fight where he quit, okay? So he redeemed himself on the Berto fight. And then in the Mayweather fight, he made a stupid decision. That was on him, okay? Because was he winning the fight? No, but he was trying to come out or come back, and then he went and fucked himself over. So with the Mayweather fight, that was kind of a fluke. But then what really fucked him up, though, what really messed him up career-wise, was the Josecito Lopez fight. After he got his jaw broken, and the Josecito Lopez, he never was the same. You know, he kept on, like, even the Mayweather fight, after the Mayweather fight, I don't know if mentally he was damaged, because after that fight, he just never, like, he always keep on wandering around on the canvas. Like, he get dropped and he just be kind of stupid and he just be moving around. I don't know if it was a psychological thing that Mayweather did to him. I don't know if it was a mental thing. I don't know what it is, but he's never recovered. He always stays on the canvas after he gets dropped hard with a good shot to the chin. He just kind of stays in the canvas staring at the fucking canvas. And I'm like, dude, something's wrong with you. Either your nervous system is messed up, or psychologically Mayweather will get into your head after his fight. But he's never been the same since then, you know. So I don't know what's up with Victor Ortiz, but hell of a fighter, man. He fought some really great names and beat them. You know, I'm talking about guys who were lightweight world champions for a very long time. Okay, they were older guys, but they were veterans. You know. And, you know, if you want me to talk about that, I'll talk about it some other time. But anyway, them guys are not going to make it to the Boxing Hall of Fame. Y'all look at me like, Victor Ortiz? Again, y'all don't know boxing, so it don't really matter. You know, y'all going to say Victor Ortiz? I'm going to mention somebody that have nothing to do with the present generation. Let me see how you guys react to this. is a legendary fighter whose career, after he had gotten beaten by one particular fighter, his career went downwards, okay? He never recouped. But you guys think of him as a legendary fighter. Terry Norris. Terry Norris is a legendary fighter, right? Legendary. After he got his ass beat by Julian Jackson, he was never the same. Never the same. He's never the same. So Terry Norris is a legend, right? But Victor Ortiz, and you always say, well, you compare Victor Ortiz to Terry Norris. I'm saying, oh, why not? Victor Ortiz didn't do as great things as Terry Norris did. He didn't knock out Sugar Ray Leonard and all of that. But Terry Norris, after Julian Jackson did him in, he never was the same. It happens to fighters. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that Victor Ortiz is on the level of a Terry Norris. No, he's not. But after he was beaten by Mayweather, he was not the same. It wasn't. He wasn't the same. Right? Ricky Hatton, after he was beaten by Mayweather, he wasn't the same. He beat Paulie Malignaggi, but I mean, he wasn't the same. This is fair enough to say. Unlike Diego Corrales, he got beaten by Mayweather and he showed that he was a true champ. He came back and he did his thing. Castillo, same thing. Zab Judah even did something after Mayweather. Beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? But then he faded into oblivion. He still had competitive fights and so on, but I mean, it is what it is. So, I'm telling you all of this for a reason. I'm saying that while Boxing Hall of Famers is very important because it puts into context in the era, the guys who stood out from other guys in that era. These are the guys you can look at, pay attention to. There's some other guys that you overlook, like Emmanuel Augustus, aka Emmanuel Burton. Never became world champion, has a lot of losses on his record, looked like a journeyman, but man had skills. The man should have been world champion a number of times. He's never going to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. That don't mean that he wasn't something. He called it drunken master. The man he was entertaining, was skilled, it's what it is. They used him as a gatekeeper for many years. Hector Lopez will never go into the Boxing Hall of Fame. Hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter. All right? Hell of a fighter. He was robbed with Costa Tzu. He should have won. He should have won against Costa Tzu. Several fighters he should have beaten. Jojo Diaz, in our current era, he finally gets the acclamation that he deserves. Adrian Granado should have won against certain fighters. He had to beat Amir Imam. Yeah. He had to beat Amir Imam to get finally some clout, because he knocked him out. He created an upset. A lot of good fighters out here who should have gotten their just due. They'll never enter into the Boxing Hall of Fame. We don't talk about this shit. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. So, all of that just to say, I prefer to watch the actual fights and judge them for myself. And then from that, I'm able to see with my own eyes which boxers were really good. Stats are great. They're facts. Okay. But I prefer to watch the actual fights. And I advise you guys to do the same because that's what actual boxers do. That's how they learn the craft of boxing. That's how they fall in love with certain fighters. That's how they decide to emulate certain fighters because they actually watch the fights. And there are times when you're watching a great fighter fight another fighter and you learn and you discover another fighter who turns out to be a great fighter that maybe the Boxing Hall of Fame doesn't talk about or, the world doesn't remember. And this is where, this is what I'm trying to say. And, this is where I give Intangible Boxing I give him some props because Intangible Boxing, he's been looking around at stats, which, stats are great. Don't get me wrong. They're great. And he's finding interesting and new things. And that's the key in boxing. In boxing, you don't want to stay stagnant. You want to learn as much as you can if you love the sport. And so that's why I give Intangible Boxing props, because he looks around for, and I'll give anybody props for looking around, even Boxing Librarian and all these guys who looked around for other things going on. Now, the only problem I had with these guys is they go and they tilt the scale in the other direction. Like they just, where they get so wild about things that they say, oh man, these guys today was nothing, man. Look at this guy and look what he did. And so I want to say that you got to keep it balanced. That's the problem with a lot of people. They don't keep it balanced. And I like what Jeff Mayweather mostly said. Jeff Mayweather said, as you go further and further back in time, it's less likely that a fighter from in the past will beat a fighter in the present time. But there are past fighters that could beat fighters in the present time. I like how Jeff Mayweather is a guy that I really appreciate because he really keeps it 100 about boxing. I still haven't finished what I was saying. I gave y'all a little nugget of knowledge on the jabs. And then I just totally went on to say a bunch of other stuff. And I don't mind doing that in my videos. If you guys like what my videos are, I'm gonna make them long as fuck. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care. I'm here to take my time and talk to you guys about boxing. Okay, and you don't like it, then go somewhere else. I don't give a fuck. Right? So I'm gonna take my time because I drop nuggets on here and y'all know it. Because ain't nobody else, well, actually, there are a bunch of people who are saying the same thing I was saying, but nobody else put it together like how I put it together. And in the mainstream and in some of these fuck-ass channels that they have out here, they've been fucking up the game. A lot of them not talking this stuff. So you're going to get something different. But some of y'all going to listen all the way through to the end. You know why? Because this motherfucker be telling you the truth, and he be telling you in a way that y'all getting nuggets. And he might stick to the topic at hand. He going all over the place, it seems, but it has a point to it. All right, so I know what I'm very much aware of what my topic is. All right, but I want to, as they say, freestyle a bit on this video and give you my unedited thoughts on it. Okay, so you're getting it live and direct. Okay. So back to what I was saying. So Jeff Mayweather, he said something that is very true. There are past fighters which would beat or give trouble to present fighters today because of the challenges that it would present that present fighters haven't seen like that. So that's the cool thing about it. Now, because boxing is not about you prep for a fighter, but you're really prepping for yourself to become better. And the challenge you will see in the ring. And yes, you do come with a game plan, okay? And if you know about the amateurs, guys just get fights just like that. And you face the guy and you all gotta just do what you do. You don't have no prep on him, you don't know nothing about him. Okay, he's a short guy, I think. You go in there and you do anything. That's what boxing is about at the earlier phases, the amateur levels and stuff. And then later on, when you get to the higher level, okay, you pit against this guy, and you can do a little something, a little something, form a game plan on him or whatever. But as you proceed up the professional ranks, the fights get slower. Remember, amateurs are faster fights because they're shorter amounts of rounds, okay? And I think they're 2-minute rounds, so they're fast rounds, okay? So you gotta be fast. And, the emphasis is not necessarily knocking the guy out. A lot of guys do it. It's about accumulating points. And there's specific ways to hit a fighter where you score those points in the Olympics. And the pros now is different, right? So just imagine, make sure I have my train of thought here. Just imagine you go to the pros, okay? You're in there, it's the hurt business, it's slower now, you can take your time, you got game plans, you can form game plans for guys. So let me put it to you this way. The past fighter will be seeing new things that the present fighters are doing. And the present fighter, because nobody looks at that. Everybody's thinking, oh, the past fighters, man, they would beat these guys because they got knowledge about the fundamentals of boxing. Blah, blah, blah. No, they're gonna see something new too, because the things they had never have seen in their time that the new fighters are doing. But also the present fighter is gonna see something that they never seen before from the past fighters. And this is the nice thing about it. Who can make the necessary adjustments fast enough in a fight will win the fight. It's that simple. So what I'm saying is, Jeff Mayweather talks about the further backwards you go in time will be the harder the adjustment will be. And also because guys never seen, for example, you take a guy from the early 1900s, you put him in there with a guy from today, two elite fighters, top tier fighters, right? The guy from the 1900s. All right, so the internet just kind of stopped on me and it's back. Take a drink of water. I was saying that the pace of boxing back then was slower than the pace of boxing today because there were a lot more rounds. So it's more of a marathon. All you have to do is watch the film and you'll see. So they would punch and then they would clinch. They would punch, and then they would clinch. More infighting stuff. Because it's kind of more like to the death. Meaning when somebody get knocked out, somebody quit. Okay? 12 rounders are faster than 15 rounders. Much faster. Much more faster pace. Much faster tempo. More strategic, but faster. Clearly, much faster. So the further back you go, these guys like to get used to the tempo, the rhythm of fighters is different. The preparation for fights is different. You know, just a lot of things are just different than yesteryear. You know, I think a lot of people just don't understand that. Fundamentals of boxing is the same, but the sport as a whole is different, you know. So Jeff May would say the further back you go, the more adjustments these guys would have to do, the less likely they are to beat the guys who they would have to go up against. And the guys they're going to go up against on fight night would be weight classes bigger than them, you know, if you're staying to wherever standards that they had back then. So a guy that said he's welterweight back then, you know, weighed 145 pounds. He comes in 145 pounds, 147 pounds, versus a guy that would weigh 160, 155 to 165 pounds as a welterweight. That was the world we're dealing with. You gotta have to excuse me, I'm getting a distraction from the dog that just decided to bark. So these are the kind of problems I may have, and the feed don't feel how about it. And the dog just feels like barking, it's just barking. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do about it. So you find that there's a lot of adjustments you would have to be making. Okay. Now, anyway, back to what I was saying. So, what does this have to do with anything? Well, it has to do with the fact that when we talk about guys from different eras, a lot of people talk about the aura of the fighter, the legend of the fighter, the mythos of the fighter. Okay, to this day, even now they're doing that with Floyd. Okay, they're making him bigger than life. When I told you guys that Errol Spence was 100% correct about the attributes that it would take to beat Floyd Mayweather, some of you guys out there who are Floyd Mayweather Jr. fans will look at me like, no, he would never be able to make it and beat Floyd. Why not? Why wouldn't he be able to beat Floyd? I'll say if Floyd came back in boxing today, he'd get his ass whooped by the younger fighters. I still kind of hold to that. Okay, a lot of other people be like, no, he wouldn't be able to. Listen, man, listen. First thing, he's gonna have to train like hell to get back to that level. And I know he's a gym rat and all that, but he knows what it takes to deal with fights of that magnitude. That's the first thing. The second thing is, he's a young bucks, man. All right, and regardless whether he wins or not, it's gonna take a lot out of him to do what he needs to do to prepare for that anyway. So I don't know what he really wanted to do, but you know, I just don't think it's a smart thing to come back. But that's on him. He can do whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? Back to what I was saying. So Jeff Mayweather, he gave a balanced perspective on this, and this is the thing I'm trying to say. I appreciate him for what he said about that, because coming back to what I'm saying, boxing as a sport has evolved. Okay? Currently, the dude who is the best at boxing of all time is Floyd Mayweather. Today, I guarantee you he will not stay that way. All right, it might take a while for somebody to surpass him or not. I'm seeing potential for certain fighters like Canelo to surpass him. Yeah, Canelo has a loss, but he could still do it. But, well, no, in certain respects, because Floyd has a record and he's done a lot of things that may not be done for any time soon, but we'll see. But the point is, at the end of the day, boxing as a sport has evolved. Whether you like it or not, it has evolved. It has changed from what it was in its early inception, glove-wise, that is. Not bare knuckle brawls, but from bare knuckle brawls to boxing, from 1800s to now, it has evolved. Okay? They talk about the golden era of boxing was in the 1970s. If you want to call it that, no problem. What is the silver age? I don't know. You can call it that. There are different ages if you want. The Bronze Age, the Silver Age, the Golden Age, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's evolved. And the sooner you guys accept that fact, is the sooner you now can look at fights in a different light. Because a lot of y'all want exciting fights. And what you think is exciting fights is throwing a lot of punches. And drama, like fucking Larry Merchant would say, is you need drama. You need action. You need droppings or knockouts. Listen, man. Listen. Today, boxing has become different. Okay? And the sooner you accept that it's become different to what y'all casual ass fans used to think was great, okay, is the better it'll be for you. And unfortunately, we don't get the matchup still sometimes that we want to see. But most of the time, we get really great matchups and matchups that we want to see too. We get that. We get all of that. But in this age with social media where everything is instantaneous and people are not patient, you're going to have a lot of assholes out here saying a lot of shit, especially haters. Because there are people who don't like Al Heyman for reasons unknown to me and the PBC, okay? They don't like Floyd. They don't like Al Heyman. They don't like the PBC. So they don't support it. And then there are the other assholes